to Ireland for New Year. So I said, okay. So when I got to London, he had the big Christmas tree, all the presents, everything was grand. He had some funny little toys that you wind up and you leap up and down. And he said, now they're for their stockings. And everything was great. And all of a sudden, he just took ill. And I'd got him a doctor. And the doctor gave him a prescription to make his tummy better. He'd been ill. And it just didn't seem to be getting any better, and I was getting terribly frightened. And then Christmas Day at about 3 o'clock, I wasn't satisfied, and we were ringing around for doctors, and Caroline rang to wish me and Philip and the children a happy Christmas. And I said, I started crying on the phone. I said, Caroline, Philip is not well at all. And she said, I'll be there in an hour and a half. And she arrived, and she said she'd already booked to get Philip into a clinic. And with that, it all happened, and they took Philip away. And then the next morning at 5 or 6 in the morning, a police lady came to the door and said Philip wasn't responding to treatment. So we had to take off, and it was an hour and a half journey down to where he was. And we got down there, and it was awful. And I spent, from the time we entered the hospital, I never left it until the last.
Was he conscious at all before he died?
Oh, he was conscious. He was in the hospital. He was grand. How can I put it? Not so much. He was aware. He was conscious. We were talking. I'd sit at the end of his bed, and I'd be, because it was Christmas time, there wasn't much staff on in hospitals.
Right.
Naturally, they have to have holiday. And we'd be putting gowns on him, we'd go in, I'd be washing his eyes and his face and doing all the things. And the sister had taught me what to do. I knew he was quite ill, and I knew he was ill, and I kept saying to him, come on, love, we'll make it. You've got to make it. I'm not going to leave you. You've got to make it. And he'd say, oh, Ma, I'm sorry, Ma, you know. That got me, that one. Do you
think he knew himself at that point?
I think yes, I think he knew he was quite ill. But also, I don't think that he thought he was going to die.
You were extraordinarily close as a mother and son. You were more like two buddies, weren't you?
We were, yeah. He was the best friend and best pal, and anybody could wish to have, but especially me. Yeah.
How do you feel now about the music? Can you listen to his music?
No, I've not been able to listen to any music. I watch television, movies, you know, the old movies and things. But if I see any modern, say I'm flicking the television thing to go to different channels, if I see a music program, I have to come off it immediately, because I just have to leave the room. And I've had to go out in the back garden a few times and scream, get it out of me. And then I have, there's a doctor down here in Sutton, Dr. Kelly, and he came to visit me a few times, and he said to me, I haven't got a cure for grief, he said, and especially your grief, being that it's for a young person. He said, but, he said, you've got to be strong. You've just got to be strong, and time will help. And I thought, no, time will never help me.
What do you miss most about him, Philomena?
Because he was away so much, I now put it into my head that he is away. That helps me. But I do miss the old phone calls. He used to come on the phone, he'd, chat away to me, but he never put the phone down without saying, I love you, Ma.
Yeah.
And I'd say to him, and I love you too, you know. We were like that. Or he was an old romantic fool. He used to send me roses all the time, especially on birthdays, Christmas, and perfumes. It was a great one for buying you beautiful perfumes, or introducing a new perfume that had just come out, and he thought it was great. So I've got a few bottles left that I'll only use on special occasions that he bought. Yeah.
And what about the children? Have they been a great consolation to you?
Children, once again, when he'd gone, everybody used to say, but you've got your grandchildren. And I used to think, I used to think, yes, but it's not enough. I want Philip back. And but I'd like to say now that it is enough. Like they help me no end. When they're here, we do all sorts of funny
And
things.
do you see bits of Philip in them? Do they sing?
Oh
and play?
yeah. Kathleen and Sarah, they do cabaret acts for you. You know, they're into singing and dancing. They've learned to play the violin, and everybody loves them as bridesmaids because they're so pretty, and they've been bridesmaids 3 times this year, and they've been in the Laura Ashley Christmas catalogue, and also the Harper's magazine.
Did they talk about Philip at all?
Yes, they always mention the daddy, just in conversation, and they say little things to you. You get a lump in your throat, but I try not to show that to them because you just want them to be happy, and when they get older, they will ask the questions, and we'll be able to answer them, and that. So I've only just put all his pictures back up around the house because they were coming.
Yeah.
I want, you know.
But this was Philip's room, wasn't it?
This was his study, yeah. You know.
And did he write his songs in here as well?
When he'd be home, yes, yeah. He used to come in here and he'd write, and that was his owl roll top desk. He bought that years ago. Yeah.
How do you feel about, they've released a record yesterday to coincide with the first anniversary. Do you feel that it's too soon to release a new record?
But so long as I don't see it on the television or hear it yet, I'm not able to hear his voice yet or see a video of him yet. I know it's going to happen to me one day, but I have just got strong again. I really feel I went to the depths of despair at one time, and now somehow or other, since Halloween, I rang Caroline and I said, would you let the children come and spend the Halloween week with me? And she said yes. And up to then I'd nearly gone out of my mind. And I went over to the cemetery one day. This is a bit, you know. And I just stood there and I said, Philip, if you need me, I'll come to you because I'm wasting away. I said, I can't bear the pain of the loss of you. But if I know you're happy with where you are, I said, if you can manage without me, this is how you do. You talk to. I said, if you can manage without me, I will be strong for the children and everything. And I left that cemetery and I came home, and I haven't looked back. I don't take a sleeping tablet anymore. You know, that was it, and that prepared me to get over through the sad Christmas. Now tomorrow is his anniversary, and I'm going up to the church and we pray, and a lot of friends will be around us, and please God, as time goes by, I'll never forget him. But well, it's a silly thing to say that, but
what is your most fond memory of him? What's the really cherished memory of him?
I've thought about that one. The Father Darcy at the Mass last Monday said everybody in the church must have a fond memory of Philip, all his friends, you know. And I thought, well, my fond memory was the day they put him in my arms. That was one, but there's hundreds of others. But that one, it's got to be.
One last question. Do you feel any anger at all at the people who gave him drugs along the way that contributed eventually to his death?
Yes. How can I put it? The drug situation is out. It's there, and there's many a family going through what I'm going through, and many more will go through it. I was terribly angry when it all happened. Terribly angry. I wouldn't speak to any of his friends and this sort of thing. But now, the hatred is leaving me. But I think it's terrible that more is not done by governments of the countries of the world to stop the drugs getting through and making some people rich and killing off young people